Julie was taken into custody today at approximately 1:45 p.m. at Advent Health Waterman Hospital in Tavares, where she has remained since being taken there Friday night for treatment and evaluation. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Peyton Grinnell to provide further details. Sheriff.
Thank you for being here. Before I get into the results of this investigation, let me pause and say thank you. Thank you for the tremendous support from our community, from our clergy to our restaurants, our citizens, our federal, state, and local elected officials, to all of my fellow sheriffs across the state. Thank you for your support. Our sheriff's office family is hurting, and all of you are helping us through this horrific nightmare. I can't thank you enough for the support. It is felt, and it is much needed support, so thank you. This is going to be a little long, but I need to tell the story. The Lake County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call at 19:45 hours on August the 2nd, requesting law enforcement to respond to 38226 Brookside Drive, Eustis, in reference to a female in his yard assaulting people that were present and trespassing on the caller's property. This turned physical as the trespasser, later identified as Julie Sulpizio, began striking the complainant's wife, his father, and others. The complainant stated she was acting religious, accusing them of being sinners, and she knows what they did. They identified Julie Sulpizio as their neighbor, but Julie states that she is Helen under God's will. At 19:58 hours, Corporal Owens arrived on scene. Julie Sulpizio approaches Corporal Owens with her hands concealed behind her back. She was given a command not to approach and to back up by Corporal Owens. As she walked into his outstretched hand, this prompted Corporal Owens to unholster his taser, briefly pointing it at her until she took a few steps back. Two of the victims that were present with Corporal Owens and with the complainant in close proximity. During a calm verbal exchange, Julie Sulpizio states that they, meaning the group of people that were present there, were involved in pedophilia. She again claims to be Helen, and she asked one of the victims that she had battered, "Who is your God?" Julie Sulpizio stated to them that Julie is in heaven. She then went on to state, "You see, the thing is, we needed to trick Lucy, and we later learned to be a name she calls Lucifer." She then points at Corporal Owens and states, "You were one of them." She continues by stating, "See, we needed to trick the evil to come out." One of the victims explains that Julie Sulpizio wanted them to walk in front of her to her house, but they didn't trust her. The victim asked her, is Michael okay? And Julie stated, "Oh, see, he sent me down here." The victim states, "Oh, did he?" And Julie says, "Yes, my husband, my God." Julie Sulpizio again attempts to convince them to go to the house to see. She states, "Yes, Michael, I am coming," and begins to walk towards Corporal Owens, which puts out his hand to block her, to which Julie pushes Corporal Owens' hand away. Corporal Owens steps rearward, raises his taser, and gives her a warning. And the taser emits a piercing audible tone and a flashing light as he points it at Julie. And she stated to Corporal Owens, "That's God's light." and approached him with her arms crossed on her chest, smiling. Corporal Owens redirects her rearward, causing her to fall to the ground on her back, tells her to stay down, at which she resists. He ultimately holsters his taser and produces his handcuffs, applying control to Julie's right wrist. As Julie Sapezio states, she stated, "You want to play? You are just making me madder." Julie on her back states, "Let's do this now," followed by, "I can feel him," and yells out, "Michael, Gabriel, Timothy, it's time now to protect my children." As another deputy arrives, the responding deputy handcuffs Julie. At 2010 hours, Sergeant Stevens and Corporal Owens arrive at Julie Sopeziano's residence, which is walking distance from the original incident location, to conduct a well-being check on Michael and Julie Sopeziano's children. Announcements are made at the door, and contact was attempted to no avail. Sergeant Stevens observed 3 individuals inside run, and that one looked at him as they passed the shut door. Corporal Owens also finds 2 small dogs deceased in the front yard. A loud banging, approximately 4, was heard but could not be identified or located. Corporal Owens identifies an open window on the east side of the residence with the screen kicked out, raising his suspicion about the well-being of Michael and other occupants inside. Corporal Owens asked for additional units to respond while he and Sergeant Stevens hold the perimeter. They believe that this incident may have involved a burglary or a home invasion of some kind. As additional deputies arrive, they are briefed on the details. Deputies positioned marked Lake County Sheriff's Office vehicles in view of the residents and activated their blue warning lights. Master Deputy Link begins making multiple announcements over his PA, identifying themselves and calling out to the residents. Deputies, along with supervisors, attempted to formulate a plan to make contact with whoever was inside, which had not been identified at that time. Corporal Owens interviews the neighbors, which stated that they observed Julie Sopezio and Michael Sopezio exit the white truck and go inside around 1830 hours. Corporal Owens gets Julie Sopezio's phone number from neighbors, and the deputy attempts to call her mobile number. Julie's phone was not on her at the time of the original incident that I described, and it was believed to be inside the residence, possibly with Michael. An attempt was made to call the phone, which went straight to voicemail. The neighbors stated that Michael said, "The next time I see you, I'm going to shoot you," while speaking to the neighbor's children, and this was a few days prior. At 21:03 hours, Master Deputy Link, along with Master Deputy Howe, Sergeant Stevens, and Master Deputy Kessinger, attempt to enter the residence while making announcements. They enter through the rear door of the residence, which is closest to the driveway, and appears to be used for ingress and egress. As they opened the door, it entered into a small laundry room, which led to an intersecting hallway that led left and right. Master Deputy Link, as he approached the threshold of the hallway, advised he was going left, indicating to Master Deputy Howe he should go right. As Master Deputy Link crossed the threshold into the hallway, his body-worn camera captures several frames of what appears to be a male in black sleeve shirt or body armor, positioned with a rifle on the arm of a couch, waiting to ambush deputies. Master Deputy Link does not see this, as he is focused on moving left and the camera's pointing straight. But as he's focused on moving left, as he indicated, and he enters the hallway with his back to the suspect, believed to be Michael Sulpizio. Multiple gunshots were fired, likely rifle rounds, from the area that the suspect occupied, striking Master Deputy Link in the back, causing him to turn and fall. Master Deputy Link is struck multiple times and attempts to suppress the threat with gunfire. During this event, Master Deputy Howell is also struck in the wrist from a projectile that came from the area of where Michael Sulpizio was positioned. Master Deputy Howell, Sergeant Stevens, and Master Deputy Kessinger were forced to retreat out of the residence. Master Deputy Link was immobilized, suffering multiple gunshot wounds, and he attempts to crawl on his back to cover, but was unsuccessful. Master Deputy Link had exhausted all rounds in his duty weapon. In hearing his ID being called over the radio, moves his hands in what appears to be an attempt to respond to the radio, but was unsuccessful. Master Deputy Link was shot at several more times, and it appeared that he was struck by additional rounds. Someone within the residence began shooting at deputies outside, which moved to cover and in turn returned fire. Master Deputy Howell was extracted from the scene and transported to the hospital. Additional resources were requested, as well as additional deputies. While waiting for additional law enforcement, deputies and supervisors on scene attempted to negotiate with the suspects to release Master Deputy Link, but the suspects refused. Master Deputy Link's body-worn camera continuously recorded audio and video from within the residence facing up towards the ceiling. At 21:24 hours, a female yells from within the residence as she racks a firearm and states, "My king will kill all of you. You are Lucifer's children." This was in response to deputies yelling for Master Deputy Link to crawl to them. That's what they responded back with as we were asking Link to crawl to us. The deputies now cannot see Master Deputy Link, and his location within the residence is unknown. At 21:26 hours, Master Deputy Gargano, Master Deputy Green, Corporal Palmer, and Master Deputy Lebrecq, all members of our SWAT team, arrive on scene and organize a plan to rescue Master Deputy Link. Master Deputy Gargano was lead in using a ballistic shield as cover while moving through the laundry room into the threshold of the hallway. He was using a ballistic shield as cover as he was moving through the laundry room. As he approached the threshold, a volley of gunfire erupted from within the residence towards those deputies, in addition to deputies outside as well. Master Deputy Gargano was shot through the wall multiple times by a high-caliber round, causing him to be incapacitated. Master Deputy Green, Corporal Palmer, and Master Deputy Lebrecq extracted Master Deputy Gargano, which had been shot multiple times, to cover and were actively being engaged by the suspects from within the residence as they were doing this. Heroes. Master Deputy Gargano was extracted from the scene, transported to CFR Sanford as a trauma alert in critical condition. Later, as SWAT is getting into position, a female could be heard mentioning suicide. This was captured on Master Deputy Link's body-worn camera. The racking and reloading of firearms within the residence could be heard, captured by Master Deputy Link's body-worn camera. At 23:02 hours, 2 gunshots could be heard in quick succession, with a third one a few moments later. Our SWAT rook began to make entry into the residence, removing a large portion of the residence wall in an area where Master Deputy Link was believed to be. SWAT operators make physical entry into the residence. They locate Master Deputy Link and they extract him. Master Deputy Link is transported to an awaiting medical helicopter, but while en route, the transport redirects to Waterman Hospital, where he is ultimately pronounced deceased. And as SWAT cleared the residence, they located 2 females sitting on a couch with what appeared to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the head.
Wow.
These 2 females are identified as Cheyenne Sulpizio, 22 years of age,
What
and
the?
Sylvana Sulpizio, 23 years of age. A male also located on the couch with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, but had a faint pulse. He was later identified as Michael Sulpizio. He was transported to ORMC as a trauma alert in critical condition. Michael Sulpizio ultimately succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased at ORMC. A search warrant was executed on the residence, and within the residence in excess of 20 firearms, ranging from high caliber rifles to pistols to shotguns, appear to have been gathered and placed and staged in the living room area. Ammunition had also been stockpiled in the living room. A search of the house showed gas masks, body armor, ghillie suits, medical bags, bug-out bags, MREs, and bottled water just stockpiled up. Throughout the residence, anti-government propaganda was observed, along with conspiracy theory-related media.
Wow. Bro.
During her interview, it was disclosed that Julie, claiming to be God, and often Helen, believes that God speaks through her. Julie stated that Michael is the guardian angel Michael, which obeys her, God's command. She states that she was trying to lure the neighbors to her residence so that Michael could kill them. She was not successful because of our deputies. At this time, I'd like to ask our state attorney of the 5th Circuit, Bill Gladson, to explain the charges, and then I will be back up here for questions and some follow-up comments.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. As the Sheriff said, my name is Bill Gladson. I'm the State Attorney here in Lake County. First, I'd like to express our deepest sympathies from the State Attorney's Office to our law enforcement family at the Lake County Sheriff's Office. The deputies and what you just heard is nothing short of heroism. They are absolute heroes, and enough can't be said about how they saved lives that night. So this afternoon, my comments have to be somewhat limited, and the Sheriff went into good detail, and he and I discussed before we came out here the importance that it is for the community to know, to the extent possible, what happened. Because it's important that everybody know what these deputies face every single day that they go out and they keep us safe. So with that, I'll tell you that there was evidence collected, there was body-worn cameras that were watched, there were videos, there were interviews, and for the last 48 hours, his detectives and deputies have been working tirelessly to piece together exactly what you just heard the Sheriff explain. And we now have a good idea of what happened, and that resulted in the arrest of Julianne Sulpizio. So her counts right now are a total of 12 counts. In this kind of case, where one count is first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer as a principal, we have to go to a grand jury. So we have 21 days in Florida after an arrest to convene a grand jury and present this case. And then from then, there's 45 days that the state attorney has time to investigate whether or not to seek the death penalty since it is a death penalty eligible case. So I need everybody to understand, first of all, be patient as you are, and we appreciate it. Understand that we in this office, along with the Sheriff's Office, will do everything that we can to bring justice to the families of the victims, to the families of Deputy Gargano, Howell, and Link, and to the people of Lake County, because this was nothing short of an ambush, and the evidence will show that. It's absolutely just indescribable, as the Sheriff alluded to earlier. So thank you, Sheriff.
John, would you give an update on our 2 employees that was hot off the press while I was in the state?
So we do have good news to report on the conditions of our deputies. We've been obviously keeping a close check on Deputies Gargano and Howell and monitoring their conditions as they remain hospitalized. Deputy Gargano underwent his 3rd surgery today, and the procedure went very well. Therefore, we are obviously hopeful that he really begins to show some good signs of progress towards a full and complete recovery. At the end of the surgery, about an hour and a half ago, the medical team was expecting him to be able to speak and communicate freely on his own when he wakes up, and he is now listed as being in stable condition. Deputy Howell underwent a 2nd surgery on his arm today, and he should be waking up momentarily. He is also expected to make a full recovery to include full mobility of his left arm. And we just obviously covet everyone in the community to continue praying and lifting them up for just complete healing throughout the remainder of their recoveries. And we just received that, as the Sheriff said just moments ago.
Thank you, John. I also want to thank all of the law enforcement agencies that responded that night. There were many there, federal, state, and local. The response was unbelievable, coming together for that event. But I particularly want to personally say thank you to all of my employees. I know you're hurting, but please know that you're loved and appreciated. And this community loves and appreciates you. And together we're going to get through this. With that, I'll take any questions.
Sheriff, I've got a two-parter here. First, if you can help us with the map. How long was it between when deputies arrived on scene and when they approached Julie and that house? And then, start with that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of time, obviously, because we were conducting an investigation there, but I'm sure we have that in our reports that we can hand out to you, the timeline. But thinking back, I can't give you specific right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
On that note, has in her interviews yet Julie said why, if the target was the neighbor, they decided to attack the deputies as they approached the house?
I don't have that information unless the detective does.
Yes,
I mean,
Julie,
come on up.
so during the interviews, Julie expressed that she was able to visualize a person's soul, whether it be white or black, and her job was to bring Michael dark souls for him to eliminate and terminate.
Sheriff, maybe this is a question for the state attorney. By the way, our condolences from all of us that have been sick.
Yes, sir.
All of the entire community. How do you prosecute a woman who appears to be mentally stable, deficient? Is she still Baker Acted currently? What's the status? What do you do now?
So right now we'll do an extensive investigation into any potential mitigation, any potential issues that she might have. But it's too soon to speculate about what conditions she may or may not have. And, we have to follow the evidence and we have to proceed where the evidence leads us. And those are things that will be dealt with at a later time, at a later stage in the process. No, I'm confident in the evidence that we've got.
So, in a related question to that,
Yes, sir.
It's one thing for one person to have mental disease. Okay. This appears to be a whole clouded household full of stuff going on. Do you find evidence of drug use? So, did you find, besides anti-government stuff, did you find like literature, devil worship?
So, I'm not the best person to speak to that, but I would actually ask that unless one of the detectives knows in particular that we probably shouldn't speculate about things we don't know yet.
Any drugs?
So inside the residence, after the search warrant was executed, we found medicinal marijuana. No other drugs were found inside the residence, just medicinal marijuana.
Detective, could you talk more about the anti-government propaganda and the conspiracy theory-related materials? What really is that?
There was bumper stickers, handouts, flyers for things like InfoWars, various podcasts. Nothing, no writings were found per se.
InfoWars.
We're still going through a lot of evidence at this time, so we're still looking at it and looking for more.
Is there any evidence to show this family was part of a bigger network, or was it just an insular household?
So our federal partners are running that stuff down for us now. We don't have anything right now as I'm speaking to you to show that, but they're still running those things down.
John, you mentioned the update on Deputies Gargano and Howell. Thank you, by the way. Would either of you share, this is for you too. If someone knows them personally, would you like to share a few words about it? We haven't heard much about them, who they are, what you'd like the community to know about them.
Just like you, caring people, devoted to their job, selfless. Just love doing what they do. They love serving our citizens, and they're in great spirits. They took action right away, and for something bigger than them, and that's good stuff.
Did the two adult children in the household, did they ever go to school? Did we look into their past? Were they isolated by their parents?
So in interviewing, and again, this is coming from Julie, the children, I refer to children, the younger adults in the house were removed from public school right around the time middle school and placed into homeschool. Julie felt that it was best for them to be there so they wouldn't be exposed to other children, other beliefs, other structures.
Sheriff, at what point did Julie leave the scene, since she was detained and taken into custody on the Baker Act? Was she already gone from the scene when the attack on your deputy started, or was she still there? At what point did she leave?
Yeah, I believe she was taken from that scene. I wouldn't say a significant time prior to the shooting, but she
before the
correct.
First shooting
Yes.
started.
Were there any prior concerns in the community of this family and their anti-government beliefs and just kind of how they ran their household?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple prior animal enforcement type calls there, but we haven't had anything of violence or anything like that.
And Sheriff, I know that certainly on a larger scale, the FBI keeps track of everything from militia groups to people that are showing up on radars as potentially dangerous. Does the sheriff's office and most sheriff's offices in Florida, do they keep an eye on certain groups of people, and were these people on part of that radar screen other than the animal control incidents you mentioned?
Well, I will tell you the first part of your question. We have task force agents assigned with our federal partners for that information sharing, as well as plugged into what we call our Central Florida Intelligence Exchange, our Fusion Center. So we do know that there are those entities that are out there. This group was not on that radar at the local level.
You're referring to them as a group. Is it a family? Is it a cult?
What I'd like to refer to them as, I can't.
Pieces of ish. Cocksucker.
So we'll call them a family.
Did one more on the children or adult kids, after they were pulled out, did they have any access to the outside world at all? From what you're able to gather?
So that's part of our investigation. As of this time, it doesn't really appear like they did. Not traditional things you'd have with cell phones. They didn't have TVs, things like that. So they're kind of cut off from the outside world for the most part.
What the hell's going on in the household?
By both, were the two young women adopted by both Julia and Michael, or just Michael?
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Detective, but Julia is the biological mom, and the father, Michael, adopted them.
Correct.
Okay.
When you conducted the interview with her, was she showing remorse, or was she joyful? What was her demeanor?
She was joyful. There was no remorse.
And I will tell you, my Marine unit was joyful too, because we used Master Deputy Link's handcuffs and his patrol vehicle to transport her to the jail.
Is there any surviving family who could illuminate more as to who this family was?
I'm not aware of them.
So we've been in contact with the family of Julie as well as Michael. They provided some insight, but for the most part, Julie and Michael have been pretty much cut off from their family by their own choice.
On the subject of Master Deputy Link moving forward here, handling funeral arrangements and stuff, but are there plans for more public memorial for him, or whatever the department might be doing to honor him permanently?
Sure. So obviously we're taking this day by day. In the last, and if a member of my staff can correct me while I was in the meeting with the state attorney if anything's changed, but I believe Master Deputy Link service is going to be this Saturday at 11 o'clock in Claremont at Real Life Church. And then there will be things after that. And so we will keep you posted through social media, etc.
Do any of the family have a criminal history?
The criminal history is very minimal at best. It's very historically in time. It's very minimal in scope. It's misdemeanor, minimal things happened a decade or more ago.
So nothing that would indicate that something like this could possibly be on the horizon?
Correct.
Is the funeral open to the public or just for family?
I have not been given a definitive answer on that. I will tell you that it is our intent, if his wife Brittany is okay with it, and I don't know why she wouldn't be, to make that available to the public, as well as be able to do some type of live stream for it, for those who may be disabled or can't travel.
Sheriff, right, you're going through a lot of information, a lot of detail here. I guess in the beginning, one of the first things you said was about this, being an ambush. Would you like to share, I don't know, maybe a closing thought with people at home who've been watching all this develop over the last few days about people who target law enforcement?
Yeah, something that staff and I and we struggle with. I can't explain the feeling you have of knowing you have a deputy sheriff that's shot up inside of a home and you can't get him out. The volume of firepower that even the rescue team, knowing what happened to the first two deputies, to form that rescue team that quick and go back in with a shield. That's bravery, okay? And they tried, but I don't know that a SEAL team could have got in there, to be honest with you.
On that thing, Sheriff, with the understanding that it's not illegal to be anti-government, it's not illegal to be cut off from your family or household and insulated like that, it sounds like this series of events, there was no attempt, there's no chance to interfere and prevent it ahead of time, but is there anything on that matter that the community can do, look out for to prevent a repeat somewhere else in the future? Or is this just a situation that...
Well, it's cliche. We in law enforcement are always stating, if you see something, say something. And that's important. If you see something that doesn't seem right, call your local law enforcement. We'd rather come out and investigate it and it'd be nothing, and then instead of a week later, we've got another situation like this. To my knowledge, as of right now, speaking to you, we didn't have any warning signs that this family, would do something like this.
Has Julie been informed that her family is dead, and if she has, what was her reaction?
So Julie was informed on the first day that her family was found deceased, and her reaction was that they're free and they're in heaven now. Later in other interviews, she would state things like her bullets wouldn't hurt her or them, but she didn't seem to kind of grasp the concept that they were gone.
Now that she's in custody at your jail, Sheriff, is she under a suicide watch?
Yeah, she'll be in protective custody, isolated.
As for mental health for your own deputies, how are you guys going forward? How are things doing? Are there any resources for you guys?
Yeah, so that's it's a great question, and we've already started that process. We have a partnership with the University of Central Florida. It's called UCF Restores. They've sent their people here. We started that process immediately through rotation of our deputies, and it makes me feel good when I see them. Yesterday when I was out there to just greet them, I don't sit in on the meetings with them. That's for them. But I had over 80 on the first day, show up out there. So we want to make sure that their well-being is good. There's a lot of heads hung low here. There were a lot of people called in sick. We had to backfill some of our patrol spots the next day. And when I tell you this agency is hurting, we're hurting. But we're going to get through this. It takes more than just us. It takes our community, and our community's doing that. And I'm so thankful. Thank you.
All right. All set. All right. Thank you all. Thank you.
Wow. What in tarnation? What the heck? So, Ustisi is a woman. She's being held under Baker Act. She was charged with premeditated murder. And Julie sent them to the house under the guise of conducting a welfare check. Julie Jefferson Sopizel. She said something to the effect that you need to go down there to the house and check on the people there. So the deputies went to the house. It appeared as it had been burglarized. And let me try to read this. I got a bad headache. I'm sorry. I'm just like, ah. It's actually starting to fade, but I think I need to lay down for a little bit. But let me just get through this. So, okay, so this lady, Julie, this nut job, and apparently the whole household was full of nuts. They tell the cops that they need to go, or she does. Went down to this house, and it appears that the house had been burglarized. In fact, they thought they had a possible burglary in process. As they were posting up on the house, they could hear commotion inside. They tried to order people out. No one came out. So at that point, they made entry of the home, at which time they were immediately met with heavy gunfire. The press conference had a lot more information, because the press conference said that they had tried to lure the neighbors, apparently, and that didn't work out. So the cops had gone in there thinking maybe there was a robbery or some burglary, something going on. And so the crazy-ish is Master Deputy Sheriff Bradley Michael Link. Have their GoFundMe's here. So Bradley Link is the guy that passed away, the cop. Rest in peace. Shitty, crappy way to go. Scum that were hiding, around the corner, waiting for an ambush type of thing. So he was trapped in the home at the time of the shooting. So the other person had maybe body armor. I think that's what they said. Some type of body armor or something. Thank you, Tammy. And as the other guys progressed in, this guy was shot in the back, I believe, and then turned around. So that's Link. And then Deputy First Class Stefano Gargano, who was shot in the abdomen several times and under the arm, remains in critical condition. Though I think they said he's doing a little bit better. Stefano Gargano. Okay, must be this one here. I put all these links in the description if you want to read about the GoFundMe's or the cops, or you want to send something, or whatever you want to do, or just share it out. This is Stefano Gargano. Crazy, man. Crazy. It really is almost like what Hoax was saying earlier, almost like out of a movie or something. Third Deputy, Master Deputy Sheriff Harold Howell, 41, was shot in the shoulder and is in stable condition. Okay. So this guy's, let me see. This guy's 41, Harold Howell. And then we have this guy here, Gargano, 28 years old. And then Link, it doesn't say his age here, but I'm not sure of Link's age. Wife, I don't know if he had kids. Bradley's wife and family. Okay. Devoted husband, brother, son-in-law, close friend. Mamma mia. And so the other thing, too, is that apparently there's people in the house at some point try to off themselves. Let me see. I thought I had an article with the name of these people. Okay. So the lady that was caught, this is her face here. Julie Jefferson Sulpizo. There's a lady that was, I guess, alive, survived. I think they were all trying to off themselves, right? They were going to kill themselves. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Patty, Laura, thank you. Because at some point, this is what I'm trying to figure out. So there's this lady, Julie, with the same last name. Okay, Julie Sulpizo. And then you have Michael Sulpizo. And then you have these two. I think this was the lady's kids. Did they say like he adopted them or something? Okay, yeah. The shooters were the woman's husband and two daughters. The woman's husband and two daughters. So Cheyenne and Savannah, 23 and 22, apparently off themselves. The guy tried to off himself to, I think he made it to the hospital and then he later died. You ain't gonna convince me to do this shit. Hell nah. And they're saying there is some type of conspiracy. That's why some people take this stuff to like, I guess maybe it's a combination of like mental health, but are they all mentally ill? Was it a family of mentally ill people? Thank you, Linda. They did off themselves. They all off like that? They're all in the same ish? Not one person, like, with a, unless he just Michael kind of killed the two girls maybe or something. And then try to, that's crazy. Maybe those girls were raised like that their entire lives, so they don't know any better. Lucille, they hit a base in Iraq. I was scrolling Twitter and I saw that. If things pop off tonight, because Trump had said supposedly there might be some type of attack tonight. If things pop off, I'll come on the political channel after I take a little break. We'll see what pops off. Something is probably gonna go down soon with Israel and Iran and who knows who else. Who's this guy?
I did not cause a global market stock crash at all, from Frankie McDonald. I did not cause a global market stock crash at all, from Frankie McDonald.
Okay, that's Frankie telling us he didn't cause the crash.
I did cause a global market stock crash.
All right, they got like 600,000 impressions on that. All right, Frankie. I'm Frankie McDonald. I'm from Sydney, Nova Scotia. I do my weather reports and YouTube videos and dancing comedy. All right, do your thing, man. Fuck it, do your thing. Sorry, I should try to curb my cursing eventually, right? I don't know. Let me just check anything else. This was a wild story, man. You never know what you're gonna get yourself into. These people played into the kindness of these cops to try to, want to help people and try to save people and put their lives on the line when you have family at home. And they preyed on that. Two missing swimmers. Apparently there's two missing swimmers. This was posted about almost 10 minutes ago. More search and rescue teams arriving by the minute at Pembrine Lake to expand the search for two missing swimmers. Let me just see if there's any kind of live information, live feed on this. Missing swimmers. Oh, Cheeks, thank you for sending me the story. I appreciate that. Timing was actually pretty good because I was just finishing the other stream. Pember Lake. That's a wild story, man. Missing swimmers. Nothing. Okay. Steve. Breaking search for former South Jersey quarry. What's a quarry? Known as Pembrine Lake. 2 adult swimmers went missing before 3 p.m. Local and state rescue teams are now on and around the water. Oh, doesn't sound good. What the hell? I guess I'll follow this account. I mean, I already follow him, but let's see what turns up with the swimmers. Ooh, breaking. We talked about this a very little bit on the other channel. Breaking. Google violated antitrust laws and online search judge rules. Google acted illegally to maintain a monopoly in online search. A federal judge ruled on Monday, taking L's. The ruling is also likely to influence other antitrust lawsuits against Google, Apple, Amazon, and Meta. Meta. You see what they want you to see. It's all curated, propagated at the top of the list, whatever is acceptable to them. Unless you use some people use DuckDuckGo, and some of those ones that are natural, natural stuff pops up. The actual stuff. Anonymous made a post 3 hours ago. How's this?
Greetings, world. We are anonymous. There have been many people questioning why we're taking a side in politics, thinking that anonymous has never been political. As activists who have always backed the marginalized and backed grassroots.
All right, who do you think they're going for, guys? Left or right?
Democracy movements throughout the world, we find it strange that there are some that try to push the narrative that we never take sides or that we have never been political. Those people are pushing a false narrative of our collective intentionally. From attacking far right-wing Nazi and FBI informant Hale Turner, to destroying the insane far-right Westboro Baptist Church cult, to waging a cyber war against the fascist governments of Russia and Israel. How is it that anyone could ever think we were not taking a side? We have been very involved in politics globally. We have embraced the overthrow of dictators and have always championed democracy and the voice of the people.
7.6 million
When
followers.
we see a leader in the world rise to power and they conflict with democracy and blatantly tell people that they'll never have to vote again, we absolutely take notice.
Again, Christians get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you.
I think people took this so wrong. And again, this is supposed to be on the political channel, but honestly, you scroll on the news, that's everything that's happening right now, because as the closer and closer we get, you would literally have to not go on the internet anymore, or have something filtered out to not see this stuff. But I think they're just taking this so out of. He was just talking about, if he wins and he's in office, he's there for 4 more years, he'll fix up the country or whatever. You won't have to vote again. But people are taking this as he's never going to leave and he's going to stay in office forever. But he left the last time. He didn't have a choice. That's what happens. The turning into something is oh my
you
God.
Christians, I'm not Christian. I love you. Get out. You gotta get. Love you. Get out. You gotta get in. I love you, Christians. I'm not Christian. Christians, I love you, Christians. I'm not Christian. I love you. Get out. You gotta get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not gonna have to vote.
That is interesting, though. He did that part. He said he's not Christian, right? Some people were trying to argue that he didn't say he's not Christian. But to me, when I first heard it, I thought that's what he said. I'm not Christian. Now I don't really care what he is, but I thought he was representing Christianity or something. Or I don't know, representing Christianity, but at least that he was a Christian or something. But I to me he says no, I'm not Christian because he even like nods his head. To me, it looks like he not only said it, but if you're even confused about what he's saying, he's kind of shaking his head no in a way.
Christian, I love you. I love you, Christians. I'm not Christian. I'm not Christian. Christians, I love you, Christians. I'm not Christian. I love you. Get out. You gotta get out and vote.
So that some people might be really upset with just that part alone. What?
In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
We would never promote a candidate that is against women's rights, against the LGBTQ community, who is pro-censorship, who has consistently shown the world exactly how evil they are over and over. So no, Donald Trump can go fuck himself.
Whoa! Whoa! Some people are saying he is Christian. Whoa!
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
While we absolutely have issues with centrists and the Democratic Party, who are also funded and backed by pharmaceutical companies, big oil, and banks, they're not the party trying to take civil rights away from people. We want society to progress, not regress back into an age of suppression and bigotry. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
Oh, please. When was the last time these motherfuckers did something? Oh, it's been like decades and shit. What are they doing now? All they do is these little videos and shit. Well, are they actually doing things to governments and collapsing shit? I don't know. Whoa. This came out when? Or a couple hours ago. Wow. I honestly, I really didn't know they got into politics. I guess they're talking now. 7.6 million followers. They took a stance and a side. MAGA politicians are not Republicans or even conservative. They're grifters and con artists. Who took over the page? None of this is normal. It's an epic long con. Uh-oh. What's this? Repeat offender?
I'm done. I fixed you. You know this. I have work to do. I'm done. I fixed you. Where you going?
Oh, the sniffing chair thing. Yeah, that was
ready,
weird.
Bro. I'm really gonna do this shit. Y'all don't understand, bro.
I remember this. Oh my god.
And I just want to say, bro.
This is so stupid. Oh my gosh. My wifey, what's up? Did you see this? Anonymous. The chair thing, I've seen him do that before. That is true. The Christian thing, I don't know. Where did they? I guess they're going ham today. We are weird as F. Hold my beer. I had no idea Anonymous was even active like this with this stuff.
And they will never, we absolutely take notice.
Again, Christians, get out.
3 days ago, Kyle Rittenhouse tried to escape the MAGA cult. Well, Kyle Rittenhouse did, again, this is all political stuff we could talk about on the other channel, but I thought it was a little weird, but I mean, he said he's going to write in Ron Paul, meaning he's not going to vote for Trump because I think he said the Second Amendment or something. He's not, I don't know, he's not doing the things he wanted him to do or whatever. So he just decided to vote for nobody. And so they felt betrayed because they were like, well, you know, shit, we supported you. We gave a lot of people donated money and like we believed in you throughout the trial. And I guess he's disagreed. Some people feel he's turned their back. And so instead of voting, he's not voting at all. I mean, Ron Paul, but that's not really a vote. So that was a controversy the other day. All right. I have to find that Christian clip, the original clip. Rage Against the Machine. They used to be very prominent. I mean, I guess they still are. I haven't really heard of them. I was just scrolling and I saw this video. We are Legion, we do not forget. I guess they're getting into politics. I mean, I say they've always picked the side, I guess, but interesting. All right. Let's see something else real quick. Kamala, Aiden, we covered that already. Jenna Ellis, what's going on with Jenna? Jenna. Oh. Oh, wait, who's our co-defendants? Uh-oh. Again, I guess we got to get back on later and talk about all this shit. Or tomorrow, I don't know. Jenna Ellis reached a plea deal with Arizona attorney general office to avoid jail time. She agrees to provide evidence against her co-defendants and testify against them. She was Trump's was she like Trump's lawyer or what did she do for Trump? I forgot. Jenna Ellis. I actually liked her, I thought, back then. I thought she was decent. She's a lawyer. Oh no, she gonna cooperate? Oh, who's she snitching on? Former Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis to cooperate with prosecutors in Arizona fake electors case. Initially, she pleaded not guilty. When the charges were unveiled earlier this year, the charges against her are not being dropped. Oof. All right. The agreement represents a significant step. Is she snitching on Trump? In 2023, Ellis pleaded guilty in the Georgia election interference case in which Trump was also charged. She was Trump's senior legal advisor from early 2019 until shortly after he left office. Ellis and the rest of the Trump allies charged earlier this year had pleaded not guilty after Mays unveiled the indictment related to their involvement in a plan to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Ellis's cooperation agreement notes that she spoke with prosecutors on June 17, so 2 months, one day prior to lead prosecutor Nicholas Klingerman told the press assembled outside the courthouse that plea deals might be coming. Savage says he literally said, "I'm Christian." Okay, I thought I heard "I'm not Christian." Maybe we should listen to it again. Trump. And I have these gangster headphones. I can't even tell. Supposed gangster. I think they just upsell you on all these headphones and shit. You just buy all this stuff, hundreds of dollars. They're all almost the same. Almost. Not really. I mean, there's some slight differences, but after a certain point, it's like, Trump tells group you won't have to vote. This is so crazy.
This election, most important election ever. We want a landslide that's too big to rig. If you want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote. Just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian.
Fuck. I don't know. What's a CC?
You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you.
Oh,
Get
the
out.
The caption says, "I'm a Christian." Christian Gate.
More my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian.
That just sounds like I'm not.
You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you.
I guess I'm a Christian. Maybe that's what he said. I'm a Christian. Instead of I'm not. I'm a Christian. It was like he said it weird or something. I don't know. Literally sending this to you. Thank you, Joey girl. Appreciate that. Well, you know, I had to make a whole nother channel because, and I understand some people, they don't want to do the politics and stuff. People unsubbed and all that. So I made a separate channel because I'm interested in it. I definitely want to talk about it, or at least watch it. I'm not no expert or anything like that, just from a regular person's whatever, you know. And I know it's going to get crazier the closer we get. I mean, look at today with the stock and the crypto. I don't trust crypto, but I don't know crypto either. I don't know how to use it. I had a friend that years ago told me he made a lot of money, but I never really understood it. Just like, I don't know if you can compare NFTs to it, but NFTs sounds like complete nonsense to me. Some picture bullshit that you own the rights to the picture that anybody can copy paste it, but you somehow have some exclusivity to that. Fuck out of here. That NFT stuff. We're trying to sucker people into all that. Arkansas, thank you for the 24 months. Says, man, this is crazy. Jeez. Thank you for the 2 years. I really appreciate that. The memberships help out a lot. I missed Layla earlier, too. Layla Lay, thank you for the 5 memberships. Appreciate that. Make sure you check out the members area on my front page of YouTube. I have the regular playlist, and I have like the top playlist of members, like all the crazy stories. The acid one's pretty crazy. Lady Trucker, thank you for the membership as well. ASCH0630, 33 months, ride or die. Thanks for covering this Mel sad day when our own law enforcement is under attack. Prayers to the family and his boys in blue. I wouldn't want to be a cop. I really appreciate what they do, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be a cop, man. Oof. Tough job. And then I don't think they get paid enough either. We should check up at some point too on Sandra Massey. Massey? Or Sandra? Or, I think it's Sandra actually. Sandra Massey. See what's up with that. Maybe it is Sandra. Oh, I thought it was Sandra. There we go. They're saying it's a lynching. Lynching Sonia. Ancestor makes her being killed by police a tragic echo. That cop does have like a history of problems, it seems like. We'll have to look into that again at some point. If it goes to trial, pled not guilty. We'll keep an eye on that. This week, like I said earlier, Alexi Treviso's tomorrow. But I don't know that they're going to stream it. It's in New Mexico. And if you don't know the Alexi Treviso story, this lady that like basically, she goes to the hospital and she's complaining about back pain. And supposedly they give her morphine or something like that. She goes to the bathroom. She dumps the baby in the trash can. And then like comes out like nothing happened. I don't know too much of the story. And so it's this huge mess. They're trying to charge her. She's out on bail, I think, though. They're trying to charge her. I think she's also trying to like sue the hospital. Alexi Treviso's lawyer sues for wrongful death of the baby because they were saying that they shouldn't have given her. I think they gave her morphine. They shouldn't have given her morphine, and that's the reason why maybe she did what she did and not knowing. She was given medications like Toradol, which is standard. That's fine. This doesn't work. I think there's like all these videos out and all that stuff. If they decide to stream this trial, I have no idea if they do or not. We'll catch up on the story and talk about it. But they give her Toradol, Zofran, which is nothing really, and this is a really bad website. All over the place. Completely disappeared. What I was looking at. You ever go to those websites? They have like hundreds of pop. You can't even navigate it. It's just so many pop-ups everywhere. Just pop. You can't even. But then you're like, use the pop-up blocker. I do have another browser for that. Yeah. Put baby in the Lexi Chorizo. Listen, Chorizo. Did you see the huge Columbus, Ohio government hack? I haven't. Calita. No, I haven't seen that. She stuffed the baby. Yeah, Harry Potter stuffed the baby in the bin. She gave 0 Fs about the baby. Was she 16, Kelly? It's kind of a messy case. It's a bit of a messy case. They're saying they should have checked if she was pregnant. I mean, sometimes those hospitals, when you go in there, that's one of the first things they do ask you. I mean, she'd probably say no, but for a woman, they'll probably ask, are you pregnant? Maybe because of her age, they didn't ask.
You probably know.
I have to use this on a different thing. But they're supposed to have some pre-trial thing tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Because maybe that'll give us an indicator when the trial comes, if it's going to be streamed. On 8/8, which is Thursday, Corey Richens is having some type of hearing. This lady spiked her husband's cocktail with fentanyl. I don't think I ever covered it. And then she wrote like a book, like a children's book or something. I don't think I ever covered the story. I would just check it out just to check it out. But Corey Richens. And then on Friday is Karen Reed. And Karen Reed at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're definitely going to do it just to pop in and see what's going on. You know, Karen Reed was really divisive. It was very drama. People online are still fighting to this day on Twitter, going back and forth and arguing. I had to get out of that because I can't stay in a permanent state of arguing with people. I jumped out of that. But the question is another trial going to happen? I thought they did it for January 2025, but there's a hearing coming up, I think, Friday. Karen Reed jurors. She knows something wrong with these jurors. Karen Reed jurors called prosecutors to say that they wanted to acquit. Oh, okay. This looks different in the Karen Reed jurors called prosecutors to say they wanted to acquit. Okay. Judge Beverly Canone will hear arguments on August 9th about Reed's retrial. It's currently scheduled for January 27th. Okay. So they're going to argue. Motion filed July 15th. Prosecutors argued against dismissing any charges. So I kind of did already, Chaos. I kind of told the gist of it. Oh, unless you're telling me to recap the Alexi Treviso story. I kind of did a little bit. It's the woman that came into the hospital, supposedly claimed she didn't know she was pregnant, tossed the baby in the trash can, but she's arguing and they're trying to sue the hospital, saying that they gave her morphine and they never checked if she was pregnant or told her she was pregnant or whatever. I want to see what happens tomorrow. If they stream it, then we can maybe do a recap stream because there's a lot of videos, I think, and whatever. We can do a stream where we go through all the details of what happened. Several U.S. personnel have been injured in a rocket attack against a U.S. military base in Iraq. Lord Almighty. The Supreme Court has refused to delay Donald Trump's sentencing until after the election. On September 18th, Trump will be sentenced in his New York criminal case. Ooh. Tammy. Oh, hell no. Inside Man Twitter, we're probably going to go to jail for care. I'm wondering what's going to happen with that show. I definitely want to follow whenever he has another hearing or trial or court or whatever. Damn, that's wild. Hoax said my girl didn't know she was pregnant until 7 months. I always had a hard time believing when somebody... You ever heard of the stories where a woman is like, she's about to give birth and she never knew she was pregnant. But they say that can happen. They say that that's a possibility. I'm like, damn, girl, how the hell? I mean, I guess maybe some people are just different and their bodies are different. There's no way you could pass it by 9 months. I mean, first of all, the period thing, bro, that doesn't ring a bell. Like, that's one. You know, wow, all of a sudden you don't have this period problem. But I wonder if it's possible for them to keep having a period. Can they keep having a period after being pregnant? I heard like maybe one time, but months and months and no period? The first thing after after 1 week, yo. Yeah? But I hear the stories like that. Hoax. Yo, you're going to get canceled for that. Hell no. Hiking and on a treadmill. I know that and some women are handle it differently too, because I've seen some women, they can work out. There was one of my friend's friend that she would go work out. She'd go to the gym, like almost close to pregnancy. Like she was working out, fit, everything. She breathed. The pregnancy was like nothing for her. And the other woman, it's like hell. All the different side effects, throwing up, morning sickness, you know, peeing all the time, the cravings, the pain, all the extra weight, body gain, weight gain, all that stuff. And some women just breeze through it. A biology channel. Damn, Joy says my grandmother had hers the whole time she was pregnant. That's wild. Went to the ER in labor and she thought it was her thyroid. Okay, well, you can't trust that then. BJ2. Some girls can keep bleeding even until prego. Even if prego. Wow. Well, that's too. Yeah, Kitty. I've heard some women love to be pregnant. One of my friend's sisters, she's pregnant. She got like 9 kids, pregnant all the time, just pumping them out. Let me see. We had that crazy chase yesterday. That was good. What the hell? Wow. It's kind of scary. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Oh, whoa, whoa. Jesus. What? You really can't click too much on Twitter. Twitter is dangerous. Laura Loomer got 1 million followers. Wow. 1 million followers. July 17th, I hit 1 million followers. It's been 2.5 weeks. Now I'm at 1.2. That's 200,000 in more than 2.5 weeks. None of the networks want to hire me. Okay, she upset? None of the networks want to hire me. None of the networks will even have me on. But I have more followers and views than most of their air hosts combined. People are hungry for the hard-hitting investigative journalism and unfiltered truth. Wow. Yo, I wish the only thing I'm out of watching the Olympics, this shooting thing seemed really dope. Was it like a marksman thing? The one guy, he didn't have any ear muffs or nothing. It just came out, bloop. A guy from Turkey. Oh my God.
The American people? Kamala, Madam Vice President, Do you have anything to say to the American people?
Yes. I want to remind all of us that you exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you, okay? And let me be clear here. We have a fight ahead of us. It's a hard fight. But we are fighting for more than president. We are fighting, okay, for the freedom of our democracy, okay? It's very serious, okay? And so we have to vote, either voting for divisiveness or with a well of knowledge of what we can be, unburdened by what has been. As my mother would always tell me, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree? We are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back.
It does a good voice impression. Somebody here said X is starting to crack down on the free Karen Reed freaks. Uh-oh. Violation. That person's back, though. I guess some people, I don't think they really do anything. You get these little reports. Maybe they time you out for a couple hours or a day. Unless maybe you keep repeating it. Oh, by the way, yeah. I mean, you guys might not know about this, but Logan Paul apparently is suing CoffeeZilla. He just dropped a video. I haven't watched it yet, but it has to do, I think Logan was trying to do like these was it crypto token, some BS?
Thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation. And I mean that. Thank you, bro. Thank you, CoffeeZilla.
Responding to the lawsuit. I'm going to watch this later, see what he had to say. CoffeeZilla. Monster House had no business being in the scary movie. What movie is this? I don't want to play it. Young Thug. By the way, Young Thug, I don't know. I think his attorney had an attorney today, I think, to talk about that the prosecution was, I think they had inappropriate conversations or something with the judge. I don't know. What's happening today? All right. Let me just do another quick check. Anything else? Major fireworks. Gardner School Board Chair Becky flees, throws an unhinged temper. Let's check this out. How long is it? 1 minute?
You are bullying these students. 295 signatures on this original petition state they do not want to do this. And you're forcing girls to allow boys in the bathroom while they're in there doing their business. That's violation of the state law. Your attorneys, Drummond Woodson, are giving you some very, very bad advice. You to them are a cash cow. That's all you are. They're concerned with billable hours and forcing you into a fight with someone.
You're done now. Thank you very much. You are all done.
And that's what you're doing. And that's what they're doing.
You're done.
And you're going to have one very, very soon. So please.
Thank you for your opinion, and you're done.
I understand. Make sure you pay attention.
You're done.
I hear what you're saying.
So go.
You need to listen to what I have to say.
I did.
Okay?
And you need
By the way, this is the lady right here responding to. I was trying to figure it out, but it's like this lady.
to respect.
You're in violation of state law.
You know what?
Presented
Get it?
in violation of policy.
Shut down the meeting.
You're in violation of state law.
Shut down the meeting.
Shut it down. Pause it. We'll just take a break.
Okay?
Don't threaten me.
Just take a break.
I didn't threaten you. I just told you you're in violation of state law.
You
Audio cuts out. Oh. Yo, sometimes like this little school board things, it goes down. All kinds of drama, people screaming, oh no, I'm not doing no. Oh, damn. This Subway worker eating on top of the counter, he got fired. Damn, with his feet out? Hold on. Look at this, making a sandwich. Is it like the owner, the franchise owner? How are they just watching them eat? Like the co-workers, nobody said nothing to them? Employees. Damn, that dude must be going through it. He should be evaluated or something. He should go through his phone. Thank you, Jordan. Salute to your husband. Stay safe. Extra cheese. Wow, that's wild. So they're saying supposedly he got fired. Oh, needs to be fired immediately. No shoes, no gloves. So this is a big deal. Maybe I'll schedule some stuff today or tomorrow morning. Actually, yeah, tomorrow morning. Judge Beverly has agreed to hear arguments on the motion to dismiss the case on Friday. That's going to be good. Could be fiery. No action checks, I don't think. All right, I guess that's it for now. My headache's gone. Amazing. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. If anything else pops off today, I'll just jump on, of course. Make sure you're subscribed to Ick and Mel CC, because that's where all the at least the chasers are going to be over there. I'm trying to remind people when I can, because some people still don't know about the Chase channel. I'm going to try to keep the chases over there. So for people that just want chase, some people just want chases. For people that just want chases, they can go over there. I don't know. The standoffs, I still might mix it between the main and the CC channel. Ick and Mel CC. Of course, the but's not working. Okay, perfect. Kind of annoying. I think because I keep switching accounts. Every time I switch accounts, I have to log back in. But yeah, Ick and Mel CC. Subscribe to that channel. And if you want to follow the politics stuff, you can do that too. Subscribe over there. And I'm just going to go chill now, man. I've been working on the garden. I'm really liking the garden. I did a couple modifications today. A couple things I still want to fix. Chris, what's Chris been? I mean, Chris, I see you on Twitter. Where you been at, man? Chris. Okay. Oh, this would be good for the...
Came out. Care. There's not bat in their eyelid. They do not give a shit. Okay, so they won't care.
All right, yeah, this will be good for the political channel. Wait, I do want to do a UK update. The UK and the riots and stuff. Perfect for that channel. Miley, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I want to get back active. I want to get more active. Hopefully. Oh, the shouting took care of the headache. I want to get more back active. I've been trying to... I didn't do exercise today, but I want to try to do a little bit of exercise in the mornings and try to balance things out. Even though I want to do more videos, but like the better I am mentally, the better I am streaming, you know. And it's going to be busy, I think, when the trials start. I don't even know when, but they're starting probably August, November, September. It's going to be busy. Then November, we got Tupac. See what happens. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Peace. Bye. Bloop, bloop. Be safe.